So
Welcome.
on behalf of our panel team, I invite all the students to participate in this discussion. Okay, first I will introduce myself, then my colleagues will introduce themselves. I am Edwin from Ahmadiyya International School. I am the head of the department for A-level accounting. Miss, would you introduce yourself?
Myself, Nishan Mohammed from Villa International High School.
I am Annie Clara from CHSC Center for Higher Secondary Education.
Yes. Now let us come to our discussion. Actually, the topic we covered on the previous lesson, the topic covered was control account
Procedures.
and the rectification of errors. And the students has been taught well in the classrooms as well as to this telecast program.
Yes,
We
yes,
did it.
Yes.
But still, we are getting many questions from the students.
Yes.
So they wanted to clarify. So in that case, we are here to explain them, or rather we could say that we will discuss and make sure that they will understand
Understanding
the
the
concept very well. So the first question, what we received is, what are the basic rules for rectifying the errors? Of course, I find it as a chilly question, but still there is
Yes,
something,
yes.
since the students ask.
Some students.
Yes, some students ask in the sense we are supposed to tell them.
Tell
And
them.
Miss, what do you feel about that?
Yeah, basic rules means while reading the question, they should take 2 points into consideration.
Yes.
First, they have to identify what is the original transaction happened. Second, what the error has happened. You have to read clearly the question will tell what is the error. So, answer only for the question.
Yes. I mean,
What is the error?
Yes.
Then relate both and correlate it so that you will get a rectification entry.
Exactly.
Then everything will fall in place. So, in order to rectify, you should know the basic rules, accounting rules.
Accounting rules
What?
or the rectification rules?
No, accounting rules first, they should know the accounting
Oh,
rules.
yes.
Based on that only, they can have the rectification rules apply.
Yes, fine. So in that case, you come to say that the students must know before learning the rectification error, they should make sure that they are good in
Basic.
the basic rules.
Basic
Yes.
rules, of course.
So, yes.
Okay.
So what do you talk about that point?
Yeah, the
Miss?
same thing. Even in like what we highlight is also they need to know the original entry first, the original double entry, and then they should be able to identify the error, and based on that, they must come up with the rectification errors. So they need to have a very strong double entry rules.
Rules,
Yes.
yes.
So as per our discussion, I think we can suggest our students, before going through this topic errors, please make sure that you are good in double entry rules.
Accounts to be debited, credited.
Yes, for
Yes.
each transaction.
Yes.
Fine. So now let us see that the next question what we move is, what we are getting is related with the control account. That is, why sales and purchase ledger shows abnormal balance. It is true that sometimes, I mean generally trade receivable ledger control account shows the debit balance, we say that always.
Yes.
But at the same time, sometimes we saw that abnormal balance. Even that previous lesson when we taught also, we have seen in the format,
Abnormal
both sides the
balances
balance are
are
given. So the students have come out with what is this abnormal balance, how it happens, why it happens. So what is your suggestion on that point?
Yeah, for example, the sales ledger control account, which is the total trade receivables account, is an asset. So it's supposed to have a normal debit balance, but
Yes.
yes, there are situations there where it could have a credit balance as well. So the reasons could be, for example, the trade receivables, the credit customers making overpayments,
Yes.
or it could be the trade receivable returning the goods after making the payment, or which is like very common nowadays with online payments and all, making the prepayments before receiving the goods.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So,
So-
that's an example. But so in that case, is there any short way we could make the students to understand in this point?
Any mistakes on credit entries?
Or rather we could say that.
Understated.
Overstated.
Credit
Overstated on the
overstated.
credit state and understated on the debit
debit
side
side, yeah, that
will
will
give
be-
you an abnormal balance.
Yes.
Yes, I too agree on that. If any transactions due to any errors, if the debit side of the trade receivable account is understated, and we will be getting or credit side of the trade receivable account is overstated, there will be abnormal balance in the sales ledger control account.
Okay.
And the purchase ledger control and vice versa.
It's vice
There is
versa.
nothing.
No, yeah.
The
Vice
same
versa.
reasons
It's if
applies.
it is credit side here, the debit side there.
So, since the students, again when we say that they might come on, so how it comes, in what situation? Miss, could you say some situations?
For example, they have settled the account.
Yes.
If a customer has settled all the accounts, paid you all the money, after that, they have returned goods to you.
Yes, fine.
So definitely it will come in an abnormal balance. Or the customer has paid you more money than they are eligible to pay.
Yeah.
So, you come to say
You
that there are
didn't
many
do the
situations.
refund.
Many situations
Yes.
you come
Until
to
the
say that.
refund
Yes.
is done, it will be shown. as an
Until the
abnormal.
refund is done, it will be shown.
Okay,
As
fine.
a
So,
abnormal
we come
balance.
to say that there is no particular situation. There are many situations where these
yes.
abnormal balances
Okay.
rises. Right?
Yes.
I think now let us move to the next question from a student. You know, we are going on getting many questions. Really, we appreciate the students' participation on this
Yes.
occasion, as they are going on keeping questions personally to us and to the panel, etc. So let us discuss the next question. It is based on the era, which is picked
We
out
can.
from January 2010 question.
They can show it on the door.
In fact, we have given a list of questions while that lesson was taught. We have given a list of questions and we asked them to revise those questions and
Yes.
come out with the doubts. So it's appreciated some students have come out with a question. The error number 2 says, goods costing found 3,500 on sale or return. Sale or return from a supplier, Raihan, had been returned on 1st October 2009. No entry had been made in the books of Kimja in the record to record the return. Actually, the students what they say is, as Miss was telling that the first thing they should identify the error. So
Yes.
here the question is identified from the key point used that no entry had been made. So it is well understood that it is a error of omission.
Omission, right.
Completely omitted. So they are supposed to, as you said, they are supposed to make a double entry
Double
for
entry
that.
first.
And we find many students mean it as a sales return instead of purchase return.
Yes.
So what might be the reason behind?
Yeah, the students will pick 3,500 first and immediately see sale or return. Then they will assume that it's sales returns and proceed. But you should know, to understand the meaning between the lines, go further. From a supplier, Raihan is there.
Yes.
So Raihan, you purchased goods. That is the meaning between those two lines. So the students skip the meaning and take only those 3,500 word and sale or return. They take that and say it is a sales returns, which will become a wrong one. Then if they go additional line from a supplier Raihan, then they will understand, oh, this is purchase return.
Yes.
That is what they are supposed to understand. Then what is the mistake is happening? No mistake has happened. No entry had been made. So it's an error of omission.
Yeah.
Just they
Purchase
give the
return.
purchase return entry,
Double entry for purchase.
double entry
return.
for purchase return is enough.
So now you
Yes.
come to say that it is a misreading by the students.
Yes, correct.
The question is being misread by the students. I also assume that most of the students, instead of sale or return, they read it as a sales return. They might
Correct,
read it as a sales
Sales
return.
returns, right.
And they don't read. And we have seen in
From
the
a
classroom
supplier.
even while teaching, most of the students, they don't read the questions carefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it? That's, as we said, they will pick only the amount and some certain terms. They don't read the complete transaction.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
come to say that once if they read, the
Read,
complete
they will do
transaction
it.
very
Once
well,
if they read, they will
could
do it.
understand, right?
They will do.
So here we are about to advise the students that students make sure that you read the complete sentence. Don't look for only the figures,
Figures,
or the date
Correct,
or some particular accounting terms.
Yes.
Because each word in the question is more important.
Yes.
Which might divert your answer. That's what you
Answer,
come
correct,
to
correct.
say, right?
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
especially
sir.
the keyword supplier, they need to understand the supplier, Raihan.
That is
Yes,
the
fine.
keyword. Yes,
From
correct.
a supplier, in the sense it represents that the good has been bought from a supplier.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
of course.
Not sold to
Correct.
supplier.
Yes.
So it has been bought from a supplier. From that itself, they say that it's a purchase return.
Had been returned.
Yes.
Finish.
But you know, some area, we have come across some area, the goods in the same, since you touched about the sale or return, and what if it is the goods are not being the goods are with the customer,
Yes.
but we say that he did not show his intention.
Intention.
He did not show his intention of buying the goods or returning the goods.
anything, yes.
In that case, how do they deal with that?
Yeah.
Can they take it as a purchase return?
No. Sale
can
or
they
return
mail it as a sales
basis,
return?
if the business is a supplier, sale or return, you have given the goods
Yes,
to the customer.
exactly.
The point is, sale or return is a particular type of sale, like cash
This is
sales.
term condition,
Yes,
right? It's a condition.
condition.
Either you sell it
Or
return
you keep it with
But
you.
my point is that
Ah,
the
I'll
customer
come to
did
that.
not show his intention.
So-
when
whether
the
he's going
customer
to
hasn't
buy
shown
or-
his intention,
So
then it has to be treated as your inventory only, not should be recorded as sales.
because
Oh,
it's a
fine.
realization concept
Realization
has to come
concept has
in.
to
Oh,
come
so you
yeah.
come to
It
say
is-
that you are linking, very good. So it's a very good point. So it's linking with a concept,
Concept,
over there.
right.
So we are going against the realization
Realization
concept.
Sales
Oh.
hasn't happened.
Yes.
Sales hasn't happened, but the entry has been made.
Made
So in
as-
that case, what would be the correcting entry in it?
Correcting entry will be cancel the sales,
Cancel the trade receivable also,
cancel
right?
the
So in that
trade
case,
trade
can we say that the
receivables
answer is
also,
going to be sales debits,
include in the inventory,
sales debits,
sales
trade
debits,
receivable, credit.
credit.
The
And
cancellation
plus, there
of
is
the
one more error will be there, right? According
Closing
to me, as
inventory.
you said, the inventory is with the customer.
Inventory
So
at
closing
cost
inventory is-
price should be included.
Yeah, inventory is understated over
Understated.
there, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
correct.
has to be
Okay, fine.
You have to
fine.
convert, apply markup margin and convert into cost and
Yes.
then include it in the cost of inventory.
only the cost
Oh.
amount
Closing
should be
inventory.
included.
Now my question is, so if it is been recorded at a selling price, what is the wrong with? Because
Yeah,
if, for
selling
example, the goods are sold at the rate of 3,500 list price, is it permitted to record in list
No,
price?
in list price or selling price should not be there in included in the closing inventory.
It should
Closing
be at
inventory
cost
at
price.
cost price.
Yes,
So
so
we
as you
need
say,
to
the
apply the
inventory
markup
must,
given.
Be at cost price.
inventory must be recorded at
Cost price.
If not, they are going against some concept again.
But this particular transaction is only purchase returns.
Okay.
We are
I think
talking
we are
about
coming to that.
another point,
Another point,
sale
yeah,
or return
since,
if it
yes,
comes.
the
There is
first
another
is-
meaning of sale or return.
Exactly.
If the business is a seller.
Yes. Now, I think it's getting time. We shall
Now,
move to
okay,
the next question. The stock take. This also I feel the question is from January 2010.
Yes.
From the same question we are getting another error.
Yes.
The stock take sheets on 30 November
30th November.
2019 had been overcost by 500. I wonder why these students are coming with such a very simple question. It says overcosted.
Because there
But
is
still
stock
then,
take, no?
why don't they understand it is? So how do you go to help them, miss?
I explained the students like then every end of every year there will be physical stock taken.
Yes.
So in that procedure, while taking the stock, they had overcasted by 500.
Fine.
So they know the nature of it's the closing inventory, and they know the double entry, the original double entry is supposed to be closing inventory debit and income statement credit. But in this case, since it is overcasted, which means we need to reverse it. It's
Yes.
already overcasted. So
Yes.
closing
Yes, yes.
inventory credit and income statement debit.
Yeah, very good. But my question is now, see that while we are teaching, we are saying that there is a unique error which can be corrected through opening capital.
Yes.
So what if the student write inventory debit, opening capital credit? Are you going to accept it as a correct answer here in this situation?
No, not.
Why
in
not?
case of closing inventory.
This is closing
Ah,
inventory.
yeah. So again you come to, the miss is keeping on emphasizing that you must read the question very carefully.
Yeah,
See
this
that the
is
date is
closing.
given you, 30 November 2009, which represent the closing
Closing
date of the
inventory,
business,
yes.
not an opening inventory. So from that we can understand that it is a closing inventory.
Closing inventory.
Yes.
Opening inventory, if you are adjusting, date will be given, and at that time only you have to adjust the opening capital also.
Yes.
So it's better we'll move to the next
Next,
question. We are
next
going
one.
on getting questions. The next question comes, a payment for general expenses of pound 980 had been correctly entered in the bank account, but had been credited to the general expense
Expenses
account
account.
as pound 890. So some students say that there are two errors here, but I don't
No,
think.
no,
Actually,
no.
it is a compound error.
Yes.
And this
Not two
particular
errors like
errors,
that.
most of
Yeah.
the students get confused whether we should find the difference or whether they should add it or whether they should double the amount. because they say that it is a wrong side. They are going to
With the
double
wrong
the amount.
amount.
There is a
But-
two mistakes here actually. Side is wrong,
Amount is
expense is a
wrong.
debit,
Yes.
but they have credited. One mistake.
Mm.
Amount also wrong,
Yes.
not the same amount. So double the amount, debit the
Yeah.
expense.
It's like
So add the amount and debit the expense.
Yes, so Miss come to say that since it's a two different areas,
Yes,
two
the
different
two
types
types
of errors.
of errors,
So we can name it as a compound error, which is one is part of wrong side, the another is with wrong
Amount.
So when it is wrong side, it is like a, but we
Change
cannot
the
call it as a
size.
complete reversal.
Also,
not complete
We
reversal.
cannot
Not
say
complete
because it's not a
reversal, sir.
complete reversal. It is
Yeah.
partly
Yeah,
reversal.
partly reversed.
And the same time, part of the account is understated.
Understated.
So in
No,
that case,
understated.
So Miss, we come
So
to say
two
that it should be
mistakes.
added, right? That is the easiest way
yeah,
of
the
doing
point
it.
here we emphasize is like general expenses is the nature is it's an expense on the debit side it should be. Since it is on the opposite side, first we should cancel the entry by
Yes.
debiting
Yeah.
and with the wrong amount, together with the wrong amount,
Yes.
and again make the correct entry with the correct amount.
So in that case,
it is
both
an
are to be
addition of
debited. According to your
Yes,
rectification,
exactly.
both should be debited. So debit and debit.
Debit.
Yes,
added.
addition.
Yeah, added.
Oh, very good. So I hope the
and then
students
suspense
understood
should
this part.
be suspense should be on the credit side.
Ah, yes, suspense
Suspense
should be,
should be.
because that's what we mentioned. It is not a complete reversal. So it
Correct.
is-
Suspense has to
so
complete that
according to
entry.
that, I think these errors can be identified as errors which do affect the trial balance.
Yes,
right?
of course.
Agreement.
Do affect the trial
Yes.
balance. Fine. So next question we move to is very interesting question. Okay, during the year, operating expenses are found 5,000 for repairing the vehicle were recorded in the vehicle asset account.
Yeah.
Depreciation was charged on the balance of the vehicle's account at the year end at the rate of 20% on cost using the straight line method. Of course, here also we found there are two stages of error.
Yes, two
One,
corrections has
the
to be
first
done.
one, the student identified as a error of principle.
Principal error.
Yes.
Yes,
The
yes,
other
correct.
one is again error of complete reversal, we could say, something like, or what do you call it as? Is it a omission?
No, they have recorded which should not be
Yes,
recorded.
it is wrongly
It's
recorded.
wrongly
Depreciation
recorded.
wrongly
It's an
recorded.
inclusion
So
of an error.
Yes.
Error inclusion.
So how do you treat with them? Whether they should to do it as a two errors
The two,
separately,
if
or
they do
should
it as two, then it will be good.
Yeah,
Operating expense is the real transaction.
Yes.
Mistake is asset is recorded. So asset has to be cancelled. So credit the asset. Operating expense has to be recorded.
So
debit
debit
the
the-
operating expense.
Yes.
That is one entry.
So the first answer is operating
Operating
expense
expense
debit,
debit,
motor
Motor
vehicle
vehicle
account,
credit.
credit.
Cancel the asset, record the expense.
Fine.
Simple.
Then what about the other one, miss?
Yeah,
How
they
do you-
have wrongly included depreciation
Also.
because operating expenses was wrongly treated as motor vehicle balance. So they have recorded the depreciation which is not supposed to be there.
Oh,
So
yes.
here the double entries should be simply the cancellation of the double entry they have made. So
Okay.
it's simply reversing the entry which was previously made. So we need to provision for depreciation has to be
Debit.
debited and income statement has to be
Yes.
Fine. Fine, fine. So finally you come to say that since, but actually there was no vehicle was bought, isn't it?
Yes.
In that case.
No.
Vehicle was not bought,
Bought,
but since
but they
they
recorded
wrongly
it.
recorded, they assume that there is a vehicle
Yes.
and they charge the depreciation.
Yeah. Next.
This is how this error
Yes.
happened.
Happened. Yes.
Fine. So now, so that you come to say that the answer is debit operating expense 5,000,
Credit motor
credit
vehicle.
motor vehicle 5,000.
5,000.
The next entry will be provision for depreciation debit.
debit and income
Income
statement
statement
credit.
credit 20% of
With
the cost. That is 1,000.
thousand
Fine.
amount. Yes.
Okay. So the next question we move is related with provision for doubtful debts. This doubt very often it comes out from the
Yeah.
students. If you notice, the provision for doubtful debts on 1st April 2009 was pound 550. And this was entered in the draft profit and loss account. Actually, it is a very reasonable question, I feel so.
Yes, correct.
Because we always say that provision for doubtful debt should be recorded. If it is decreased, it
Or
should be an
increase.
income. If it is increased, it should be
an
treated as an expense. So what is the wrong in it? The the candidate or the accountant, one who prepared this statement, he or she included this provision for doubtful debts on 1st April 2009, pound 500 as an expense.
Opening
So,
balance.
what is the wrong in it? How do you?
Opening balance, they have put it in the income statement as expense. It should not be like that. Opening balance, closing balance, you
be
compare, then apply the rule. If it increase, it's an expense. If it's decrease, it's an income.
Oh yes.
But
so,
they simply put the opening balance.
so you come
that's
to
the
say
mistake.
yes. All right. So it means we can just say that either it is no balancing figures should be put under income
Yes,
statement.
correct.
All the balancing figures will be put under the statement of financial
Financial
position on a particular
Yeah, date.
date. So since this 550, it is the provision for
opening
doubtful debts on 1st April 2009. I feel that it is an opening balance, which should be recorded in the statement of financial position as at 1st April 2009, or it might be in 31st March 2009,
Nine.
which should be deducted from the trade
receivable
Trade
receivables.
balance on
receivables.
that day.
But here
Of
they have
previous
recorded
year.
as a expense
Expense.
instead of, as you said, they did not compare.
Compare.
They did not compare the both balances. And
Okay.
simply just seeing that opening balance, they treated as an expense.
Expense.
Which means, I feel that accountant, one who prepared this, he or she would have, might have forgot to read the additional information which has been about the closing figures. right?
Yeah, correct,
Yes.
correct.
So, you, let us say if it is in case, if the closing figure is 400, how do you treat that one?
Opening is 550,
Yes?
closing is 400. So from 550, it is going down to 400.
So, it
So
is
you
a
are saving
decrease.
150,
It is a decrease.
it is decreasing.
Oh, fine. So, it is a
Record it as an
decrease, so it
income.
can be treated as a
Income.
income.
Then we can simply pass the double entry for treating
150.
how to treat the income
Oh, yes.
150.
I mean, that is a rectification. entry. You
Rectification.
come to say
Yes.
that.
If
Yes.
at all they give a closing balance as 400, we are talking.
Exactly. We are talking since, see, now here this message keeping on emphasizing that the errors should be rectified through journal
Journal
entries.
entries,
No, this is
correct.
what really, it was emphasized on the lesson. While we are
yeah,
taking the
yeah.
lesson also, we are keeping on telling that students, candidate must rectify
Rectify.
any errors occurred should be rectified through errors. I appreciate this Mrs. recalling to the students that
Yeah.
you should keep on. I mean, both of you are recalling. I mean, Animis was telling that you should keep on reading the question carefully. Even here also it says that 1st April 2009,
2009.
the date is more important.
That is more important.
Okay, fine. So hope the students would understand very well. I am very sure that even after doing this much discussion also, our students, because in
They
a
won't-
classroom,
they
all
won't
students
miss
are
to
not
escape.
equal. All
They
students
will
are
catch
not
over.
equal. There might be a very weak student or those who are not listening carefully at this moment might come across again doubts, but still we will be happily we will be explaining.
Yeah,
As a
correct.
teachers, we will be ready to help them at any moment. Fine. So I think it's the time we shall move to the next question.
Yes, sir.
This is the question extracted from May 2010 question number.
Oh, okay.
See, during the year, debts of pound 600 were written off as bad debts. On 31st March 2010, the debtors balance was pound 38,000, sorry, 18,700, and it was decided to written off as an additional pound 1,200 as had been bad debts, and to maintain the provision for doubtful debts at 4% of the remaining debts. This adjustment had not been made. Again, very clearly it says the
No
adjustment
adjustments has not been made.
So from that easily you can identify as it is an
Omission.
omission, complete
Yeah, yeah,
omission,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So in that case, I don't think that it is so difficult because they can make only the journal entry. So
So
when
now
the student
we
come
have
out
to-
with this doubt in the sense, I feel that still they are poor in the double. It might be. I assume that they are very poor in the
And we will
basic
explain
double
now.
entry.
We will explain
So
now.
it's better if you can, one of you can explain
okay,
it,
okay.
how it
See,
comes.
this question, if the students read, I would like to highlight, there is a bad debt of 600. If you go and refer, if the students go and refer to the question, they will know that the 600 bad debts is already
Written off.
included in the income statement and written off.
Oh, which means it is already recorded.
recorded
So
as bad
it
debts.
doesn't affect the error.
Yes.
Fine. So what
Then
about
the
the
next
rest?
one is The closing balance of trade receivables is given there 18,700. This one has to be adjusted by a further 1,200 because they have given a word, decided to write off an additional 1,200 as bad debts. So now only you are supposed to adjust this.
You come to say that this
1,200.
1,200 has not been written off.
Written off.
Now you are supposed to
To
make
write
a
it
written
off.
off.
Yes.
So which means that
18
entry for bad debts for 1,200 is been omitted.
Omitted. We have to
Omitted.
write that adjustment. So,
So-
bad debts entry 1,200 debit, trade receivables credit 1,200 they have to write.
Yeah, it's right. But
Then-
the question is, bad debts, she says the answer is bad debts debit, trade receivables
credit.
credit. I fine, I understand it and I also agree on it. So, but see, bad debts debit because it is an expense.
Yes.
And the question doesn't say that. It says normally it says the bad debts
Yes,
written
yes.
off. Then why do you credit it trade receivable?
Bad debts, it's the customers who are supposed to pay.
The customer unable
May-
to make the
Yes.
They
payment.
you
already
yes, it's
happened,
a bad debts
unable to
meaning.
make.
The students should understand the meaning of
Irrecoverable.
Bad debts. They didn't
It's
pay.
irrecoverable from the customer.
Irrecoverable.
So actually the another account is customer. We are
Trade
relating with the
receivables.
bad debt is related
Yes.
with the customer. Fine.
So-
then what about the provisions?
So 18,700 minus 1,200, so comes 17,500.
Yeah.
That is the adjustment in trade receivables.
Yes.
Now we are assuming from this 17,500, 4% we are supposed to create a provision.
Provision for doubt.
17,500 into 4%, 28, 29, 30.
17,500.
700 will come.
Yeah.
17,500
700.
into 4%,
that should be
700 will be your provision. That is
Provision at the end of the year, right?
Closing provision.
So
Miss, I think
Related.
I think we need to emphasize on the point maintain. This is a continuation of the previous transaction.
Yeah.
right?
yes.
correct.
So here is the
So
point.
maintenance.
Actually,
Continuation of the previous
I also
transaction.
assume that this is the point the student.
No, the
mostly
question
skipping.
says no.
Maintain,
The
create.
word, well, key point, maintain.
Maintain.
Maintain in the sense previously already we are keeping it.
Yes.
So now we are supposed to see the previous provisions.
provisions.
I think the previous provision was 550. It is related with the previous
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what you come to say, right?
Yes, yes,
so
exactly.
the previous era, it says the opening is 550.
550.
Now according to that
Calculation, 700.
We came as
It's 700. So there is an increase of 150 and we simply have to pass the double
Journal
entry
entry
as
for
an
150.
expense. Income statement debit and provision for doubtful debts credit.
Credit 150.
Yes,
150.
150 because the increased amount, not the
Increase.
full amount,
No,
right? Yes.
increased amount.
Ah, very good, very good.
That
So,
700 will go as subtraction from
the
8
trade receivable for that
17,500.
Exactly. Fine.
17,500.
So now since it is getting, no, we are having a stipulated time only. This program should be finished
Yeah,
within
that's
particular time. So we shall move to
We
the
have to cover little
next
more questions.
question. And if the students have further clarification, if they wanted to further discussion or further doubts and all, they might contact us personally or as a group through
They are
ministry or
teachers
whatever
also,
it
they
is.
can ask.
So they can. Okay. So fine. We shall move to the next question now. Oh, it is
this
a
is
common
another
error.
question.
Yes, I actually appreciate the student one who picked out this doubt,
question.
whoever it is. It says in November began had brought a motor vehicle pound 5,000 and paid pound 5,000 of personal funds into the business bank account. No entries had been made in the books to record this transaction. Of
Yes.
course, in this error, actually I also have noticed, many students, they identify it as an error of omission, complete omission. And since we say that whenever there is a complete omission, you are supposed to make a regular
Fresh.
journal entry. And they make it, I have noticed most of the students from my experience, I have seen many years, even the bright students, even they do motor vehicle debit, bank credit. I wonder why they do that. I mean, but now I assume that the reason might be, as you said, they are not reading the question properly.
Yeah, there
and
is
they
a
don't
word.
read word by word.
Word by word.
They just go again saying that there is a word called motor vehicle, another one is
Bank.
pay.
and
So
they
bank,
decide.
they think that one is motor.
Yeah.
There might be the reason.
Reason,
So
yes.
I advise the student, again, we advise on behalf of this group, I advise that students must read the questions very carefully about brought and bought. So what
brought
is
is
your
there.
suggestion on this particular error. It's a simple error, but still,
Yeah.
I think you also agreed that there are many
Yes, yes,
common
yes, yes.
students.
Yeah, as you said, the first thing is they need to understand the brought. The keyword is brought, and also the
Personal
personal funds. So the double entry is supposed to be the owner Begum brought motor vehicle and also a bank balance of 5,000. Also deposited 5,000 into the bank.
Into
So,
the business bank account. There
ba-
is
business
even
bank
it says very
account.
clearly business bank
Business bank account. So bank account debit, motor vehicle was brought, so motor vehicle account debit, and it is out of the owner's personal funds. So
Yes.
the capital,
account. Oh yes. So actually,
10,000
yes,
capital contribution.
he did not buy things here.
Brought.
The transaction is he brought an
Brought.
assets.
Brought is the word.
He brought assets. It's simple, right? Motor vehicle
Yes.
and bank both are asset. Bank from his personal fund he is bringing, so both assets he brought into the business. So the double entry rule says assets
Debit
should be
assets.
debited. So debit
Yes,
all
of
the
course.
assets. So according
And
to
credit the capital
Yeah.
account since it is out of
anything
his
more further
personal
you want to
funds.
say on this, miss? I
Yes.
think it's a simple.
It's a simple
yes.
one, brought and
Okay.
personal.
So in
I
that case,
think so. The student are getting confused with the brought
And
and they
bought.
need it as bought.
No,
Yes.
when they are in the tension, it is easy for them to escape that, right?
yeah, exactly this.
Yes, sir.
And moreover, I feel that some students, no, in English, the teachers will say, no, R should be silent. So while reading also, they might read that what.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Let us move to the next error.
Yes, yes.
During
No.
the year.
No,
sorry.
next.
Oh, in November, Began sold a motor vehicle by check for pound 4,900. This vehicle had cost pound 12,000 on September 2009. At the date of the disposal, the accumulated depreciation was pound 5,250. No entries had been recorded in the books. We found this error as a common.
Everyone find
most
it.
of the question it comes.
Yes,
So really the students must be very
Disposal
thorough on
ones.
this particular error. It's a error of omission. Again, so it shows if they are not able to rectify this error, means they are weak in the double entry. Again, as we said, the basic rule they should learn it. And
Yes.
under this, the simple way is,
So the basic rule is it's a disposal.
yeah, disposal. It says disposal.
So
they should
disposal
make a
means
journal
you
entry
have
for the
to,
disposal.
4 activities will be carried out
Yes.
in recording. First, cancel your asset because you are disposing it.
Yes.
Then cancel the depreciation related to the asset. Then how much you are selling for, record that. Then try to find out profit you made or loss you made.
Yes.
Yes.
You
So
are fine. So,
4 transactions should be there.
my question is, now here as we said, first they have to cancel the cost price, which
Yes.
means they are transferring the motor vehicle cost to disposal
Disposal
account
account and
at
making
a
it
cost
0.
price, right? Not a carrying value.
No value.
Cost price. So
Cost
the
price.
entry will be
Disposal
Dispos-
debit and motor vehicle.
credit.
Ah,
Yeah, fine.
that means
Then-
here 12,000.
12,000.
Then you are saying that you are suggesting that to
Cancel the depreciation.
provision for
They have
depreciation.
given 5,250 depreciation.
So the journal entry will be provision for depreciation debit,
Debit
in disposal credit.
Yes.
Because they are not cancelling. Actually, if you ask me, I could say that
Only
it's not been
depreciation.
it is been transferred to disposal.
Disposal
And
account.
the third entry, while disposed, they are receiving the amount.
Receipt
As a-
from the sales of
Sa-
current assets.
Okay.
4,900.
So in that case, the journal entry can be bank debit,
Bank account debit and the disposal account
Disposal
credit.
credit.
Fine. Then she said that the fourth journal or the fourth action should be calculation of profit, or loss. And if we notice, here the first cost price is given, easily they identify. And you said that we have to transfer the depreciation amount, the amount is given, you easily identified. And even the disposed value, I mean the selling by the amount received. as
So
you
a
said,
sale value.
It also given to you. But how do they find the profit or loss? That is another problem the students normally face in the class, right? So how would you say on it?
Cost of 12,000 minus depreciation of 5,250 will give you
That is the
6,750
carrying value.
carrying
Carrying
value.
value.
Compare always your carrying value, otherwise the net book value
Yeah,
with your
that's
sale
the-
value. Your net book value is 6,750.
50.
Your sale value 4,900. You got less money only. So it's a loss.
It's a loss.
Yes. So in simple, you come to say that the students should, in order to calculate the profit or loss on disposal, the students should compare
The net book
the
value.
carrying value with the selling
Selling
price. or the amount what they
Sold.
receive,
Sold,
sold,
correct.
right?
Yes,
Sold for.
Yes.
Yes.
So carrying value will be calculated by cost minus
Minus
accumulated depreciation.
depreciation.
When they do cost minus accumulated depreciation, they are getting the carrying value. The carrying value can be compared with the selling price. Then they should identify if the selling price is greater than the carrying value, it is a profit. If it is lower than the carrying value,
It's
it's
a
a
loss.
loss. Anything
So
more on that
simply,
point?
if it's a loss, we need to pass the double entry,
Yes.
income statement debit and disposal account credit.
Yes, if it is
yeah,
a
fine.
In this
Fine.
case, it's a loss.
yes.
Loss.
So hope the students understood it. Let us hope it, and we shall move to the next question over there.
Again.
Revenue included goods with a selling price of pound 2000 sent to a customer on sale or return. Again, I emphasize on the point sale or return. On 31st December 2012, the customer had not advised an intention to keep the goods or return the goods. The transaction had been recorded as a credit sale. She now used 25% markup on cost throughout the year. Fine. So this question actually, of course, before this
We were
question came
talking
also, we
about-
have talked about that previously. I
Yes.
mean, in the third or fourth question,
Third one.
yeah.
Third one.
But still, since the student came out with a particular example on it, it will be fine if we can discuss on that and if we give the correct answer to them, if we can make them to understand.
Yes, correct.
Miss, could you say your suggestion on how do you treat this one first?
They have already included in the revenue 2000,
Yes.
which was on the basis of either sales or return. On 31st December 2012, which means on the closing date, the customer had not expressed his intention to whether to buy the goods or to return them.
Oh, which means you come to say that the
Which means
transaction has
according
not been completed.
Complete.
Yes.
Right, yeah, fine, yeah.
So according to realization concept, we cannot realize this as revenue. We cannot include this as revenue,
Yeah.
which means we have to cancel the entry already been made.
Yes, yes.
Like previous
Yes,
discussion.
correct.
And also
Yeah.
it has to be added back to the inventory.
Yes.
And markup can be used to calculate the cost price.
Markup is calculated on the cost price and the other
Yes.
side margin is calculated on the
No, we have to say one
selling
thing.
price.
Markup
It's
is
given in
given.
the selling
The profit.
price, so we can use markup and calculate the cost price of that.
No,
Yeah,
we,
no, either way we can do it.
no,
Like
I'm
as
telling
he
you
said-
this, I would like to highlight
he-
it.
As he said, we can just either way, either we can find out the cost price directly by doing some cross multiplication technique.
Yes.
Of course.
Or directly you can calculate by using the margin percentage,
Margin.
we can calculate the profits which can be deducted from the
Margin has
selling
to be
price.
applied.
Selling price. In that case, you will get the cost price.
Like what we do for our students is if markup is given, we find that they find it more difficult if there is another step of conversion to margin. So we directly cross multiplication we teach how to go
Yeah.
about it using markup.
Yes, I too
I
do
think
see.
either way it is correct.
Either
Yeah,
way,
it's
see,
correct,
either
eh?
war, see, whatever it is, I mean, different
Cost plus
classroom,
profit,
different
sales also
teachers,
correct.
They will use lot of
Yeah.
techniques, right? In accounting,
Correct.
we cannot stick with a particular method or particular steps in a calculation part when it comes. But if it comes prepare statements, everybody is using the
Same
format.
format.
But the different teachers, they will use it. So I think it's better the students will follow the method what has been taught in their classrooms.
And they are more
to
comfortable
find
with.
out the
What they are
value,
comfortable
right?
with.
Instead of going on finding out
Markup
our method, right?
Okay.
So there are either of
here
way.
the cancellation of the sales, credit sales will be sales account
Sale.
debit and trade receivable account
Credit.
Credit with the selling price, that is 2000.
2000.
Fine. Then the another entry,
The markup.
that inventory is being
Calculation.
understated since the goods are remaining with the customer.
And they
Not
have
with the
recorded as a
businessman.
sales.
Yeah. So
So
it is a understated,
400.
right? Closing stock.
1200.
No, 2000 minus 400 will come. So 1600 will be cost.
Yeah, cost price will be 1000.
Whatever method they use, okay. 1600 will be the
The
cost.
cost. They
Include in the inventory.
Yes,
They have to
students
add
you can follow the class method, what was taught. Either use the cross multiplication method to find out the cost directly, if the teacher has taught that method. And if not, follow the other method by
Markup
calculating
margin.
the profits. Deduct the profit from the selling price, because sales minus profit equal cost price. Either of the students can move with
Yeah,
that,
of
right? Fine. I hope now this doubt has been clarified to
Yeah,
them.
sure.
We shall move to the next question.
Control account.
See, here the question, the control account is given to you. Either
It
control
just-
account or not, I don't say it's a control, it's a personal customer's account is given to you. And below that, in the additional information, it is noticed on 5th November. So there is an error on the 5th November transaction. It is understandable. Petrus had paid the balance of his account and had deducted 2.5% cash discount, which had been credited to the discount allowed account. Actually, when I read, I mean, it's a really a very good question. Many students will get, because the question, when we read only the instruction, the question says discount allowed had been credited to the
Credited.
discount allowed account.
To Peter's account.
So, is it a according to this part information, we feel that it is a partly reversal.
Yes.
But
Yes, correct.
there is a link with this
The Sean
account,
account.
and this is the area many students miss. They don't look at this account. They feel that
They
this
can
account
always
is for
take
using
it.
for only updated information. It's not like that. When we look at this debit side of the Petrus account, discount allowed is recorded, which means the personal account also on the wrong side. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
So in
exactly.
that case, what do you come to say? Is it a partly reversal or complete reversal?
Complete
reversal.
reversal it's
Yes,
coming.
it is. This is the very good confusion with the students' part.
Yes.
They think
Complete
they don't,
reversal.
because the reason I could feel, I don't know what is the reason, you find it, I feel that they are not looking at the account part.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
they missed.
So, missed it, right? So, since here in this question there is nothing to tell, it is a
Reversal.
complete reversal.
Reversal.
So again, reverse it with double amount.
Yes,
Once
exactly.
to
Discount
cancel the
allowed
wrong
debit.
entry and again to make the entry.
Yes, so in that case, they should know the basic again. What can be the journal entry for the discount
Discount
allowed?
allowed debit,
Being an
Peter's
expense.
credit.
Pay trust credit with, the amount should be,
Taken from the account.
in the discount allowed it is written 50.
150,
150.
So in that case, double it.
300.
300. Yes.
So it's simple. Actually, the mistake is students are not, again, we are emphasizing that students in accounting exam, when they want to do a perfect answer, very, very important, even a single number is more important. Actually, I also notice most of the students, they ignore this account. They think that the list of errors are given to you. They ignore that point. Okay, fine. So we shall move to the next question.
Injury claim next.
A provision should have been made for an injury claim from one of the resort employees. The injury claim would be for 7 weeks, loss of earnings at pound 180
80 per week.
per week, plus a total loss of
120.
pound 200, 120. No entry had been. So again,
No
see,
entry.
the students are, so
They'll be very
I
happy.
feel really
No
they are
entry.
very really, I feel like that they are really poor in double entries. They should build up their basic double entry first. Because here we are discussing most of the errors, when we see that, most of them are error of omission.
Yes.
Listen, so here also they should write a double entry for it. Is it a provision or bad out?
Provision.
No, it's
Provision.
a provision.
They're supposed to go
Provision
for
for
the-
injury.
Yeah,
Injury.
so what can be the journal entry?
Claim.
Provision for injury will be credit and your income statement will be debit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like same
So-
like the doubtful debts
Yeah.
provision we create. It's
Yes.
Create a
provision
provision.
made for
Any
another
provisions?
purpose. Any provision, the same double
The
entry
same
goes.
double.
And we are repeatedly saying that all provisions should be credited.
Credited.
All
And-
provisions, whether it is a provision for doubtful debts or depreciation or legal, whatever it is, legal cost, whatever it is, provisions are credited. So the journal entries, as it said, income statement debit, provision for claim will be-
Injury. Injury claim.
will be credit.
And the amount will be
Multiplied, because the amount it
180
says
into
180 per week. So
Per
it's simple.
seven.
Multiply
7
number
into
of weeks,
180
Number of weeks
plus 120.
120.
1380 will come.
So
Yeah.
fine. And these are the set of questions we received from the students. I hope the students would have understood our discussions and it would have been very helpful for them. And hope, since as I said in the middle of the way, I said that maybe some students might come out with some more doubts, though we have completed this session. And hope we will meet the students later again. So students, thank you for watching this program. we will back to you and we will be behind you. We will be helping you for whenever you call us or you give us and you can give us your comments even. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, students.
Thank you, students.